All right, good morning, traders. Today is April 2nd, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Hey, thank you, everybody out there in digital land, podcast land. Appreciate the subscriptions. Thank you for following my content. Thank you for finding the value in my content. Thank you for the kind words. I want to thank all my members for taking a subscription every month. I appreciate that. That inspires me to keep going on. Thank you so much. All right, my SPY pivot this morning, 559.20. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five are still in daily downtrends. SPY and FNGA made higher highs and higher lows, closing inside their bearish traps below the 17 EMAs. SPY closed with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. QQQ and IWM made higher highs and higher lows, closing just under their bearish traps below their falling 17 EMAs. Diamond Dow made an inside day, closing below a bearish trap below the 17. Gold and silver both in daily uptrends. Gold made a new all-time high. Silver made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bullish trap under the 17. USO made a higher high and a higher low. That's bullish now. Closing over a bullish trap over the 17. UNG, another high flyer, made a lower high and a lower low. Lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap. Under a bearish cross under the 17. US dollar index in a downtrend, closed near the 104.22 area. I like that downtrend. SPY max pain is 560 for today. That's for all the options that expired today, with a put to call ratio of 1.5 puts for each call that expires today at 4:15. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. And for everybody out there in video land, I just want to make recognition for Jim S. Jim S., let me just say this, one of the traders in the room. Got a bunch of them in here, all right? Yesterday booked 12 daily goals. Now our daily goal is 1%. So he made his whole account grow by 12% in one day. All right? That's the kind of progress you can make here at the BYOB Trading Room. All right? So if you're seeing this for the first time, it's not just me, it's the members that are making it happen, all right? So I just want to give big recognition to Jim S. Thank you. Thank you, Jim, for sharing. All right, this morning on the 10-minute chart from last night, 10-minute uptrend, price candles, okay, on top of the 3 EMA here. Okay, that's the yellow line. See how the 3 is up over the white line right here? 10-minute uptrend coming into the close. We will look for continuation of that 10-minute uptrend. Might get it, might not. All right, so 10-minute uptrend coming into the close yesterday. All right, on the 2-hour chart, we have 2-hour uptrend coming into the close with a few tails down here. I like that. All right, so 2-hour uptrend, 10-minute uptrend on the daily chart. Okay, on the daily chart, we've got a higher low and a higher high. Notice we closed inside a bearish trap under the falling 17. See the red dots there? And there's a green one here, more red dots. So under the falling 17 EMA. If we back way out here, let's back way out. And you can see price action with the quad lines on it. We'll zoom in a little bit here and slide this over. All right, you can see price action is at the midpoint. So price goes up, gives it up. Okay, that's just neutral. All right, price goes up, gives it up, neutral. All right, if they go up, give it up and more, that's bearish. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart, still just neutral here. All right, starting to try to make a comeback. We'll see how far they get today. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, okay, we have a weekly downtrend, and we're in a daily downtrend. Okay, here's a low. We made lower lows, so we're still in a weekly downtrend. And in order to negate that downtrend, we have to make a higher high. and the last high is way up there. So it's a tall order for the SPY to get all the way back up over 610 to make a higher high. All right, so we'll see what happens from here. On the monthly chart, okay, the monthly chart, in order to have a monthly downtrend, we have to take out this low way down here. Okay, so it's a long way down to take out the monthly chart. All right, so we're still in a monthly uptrend. All right, there's the silver lining. Okay, so appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game plan. All right, and the game plan right here. And let's see if I can get this into focus and pull this down some. All right, SPY game plan. All right, I like 2 days and 9 days till expiration Friday options. I like the Friday options because, well, they just have more open interest. And I like liquidity because I want to be able to get in and I want to be able to get out in my trade. So that's why I pretty much trade the SPY, because there's plenty of volume and there's plenty of open interest, and it makes it very easy for me to get in and slip out of SPY options as long as I choose Friday options, because they have a higher amount of open interest. So we also like them $2 to $5 out of the money because we got small accounts. So we like them $2 to $5 out of the money because they're cheaper. All right, and they offer less risk. All right, but they also, you're not going to get the performance that you would from a 0 DTE in the money option. All right, so if you want the very best performing option, as long as you got the direction right, okay, it's going to be the 0 DTE in the money option. All right, if not, we tend to sacrifice a little bit of performance in order to obtain a little less risk on the trade, okay? Because let me just say, some of these candles are, well, they're $3. This is a 10-minute candle. You got a $3 candle here, all right? And let me just say, if you're on the wrong side of a $3 candle, okay, and you've got 10 contracts, all right, that's $3,000, all right, that's dropping in your account value, all right, unless of course it recovers. But I'm just saying, if you're on the wrong side and one of these $3 candles develops, and they happen quite often. Here's another one right here, all right, $3 candle, and you're on the wrong side, just one candle can wipe you out. All right, especially if you've got an account that's very close to $25,000. Okay, you don't want to fall below 25K. All right, so SPY game plan, SPY pivot, again, 559.20. Make sure that's right. Yeah, 559.20. And you can see here's the red, all right, from this high down to this low. So this is the red. So if we trade below this line, okay, 556.35, okay, that would be a bearish entry, all right, and I would probably want puts, all right, probably going to trade puts down there, and I would definitely not calls, all right, and I would like 2 days till expiration or 9 days, $2 to $5 out of the money. Now, we have green erases red, okay, so green erases red up over 561.90. Got to fix that. 561.90. All right. So over 561.90, that would be green erasing red. So here's the red. See the pullback. Here's the green erasing the red. So over 561.90 is a bullish entry for me. Again, $2 to $5 out of the money, and 2 or 9 day till expiration Friday options. All right. So there's our SPY game plan. Let's take a peek at our what do we want? Oh, you know what we traded yesterday? It's our flagship trade. This is our 10-minute uptrend over VWAP right there. Flagship trade right there. Anytime I get a 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, breaks the rubber band candle, all right, there you go, flagship trade. And we had a green erases red event right here. So let me box that off so you can see that. Trash that out. And definitely don't want that. And we want the box. And we'll take this one. So here's the green. We opened up. Here's the red yesterday morning. All right, so we had a green erases red. There's the red in the morning. Okay, so right over the top of that red candle, bang, right into that one. All right, that was our entry, and we traded that up to, the relief rally high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, traders made a lot of daily goals made right here from this point right up to the relief rally high anchored VWAP. All right, so it looks like we're chomping around up, back up, and now it looks like we're back here again. Somebody's going to make a half back and either break to the downside, or somebody's going to make a half back and break to the upside. So we'll see what happens. There's SPY on the 10-minute. But there it was, green erases red. There was our entry, and we traded it up to the relief rally high anchored VWAP right there. So easy trade. That's our flagship trade. 10-minute uptrend over VWAP. All right, we'll trade a 10-minute downtrend under VWAP. All right, either way, we're not picky. All right, just move. All right, don't chomp around back and forth over VWAP. All that does is chomp up our accounts. All right, let's go to the QQQ game plan. Not what I wanted. Let's try it again. QQQ. All right, here we are. QQQ again. Okay, over 572.50. That's our bullish green erases red entry. And our red erases green underneath 567.50. QQQ pivot 570.10. All right, and we like 2 days till expiration options. Again, and 9 days till expiration Friday options, $2 to $5 out of the money. It's the same thing. All right, same products pretty much. All right, and that would be the QQQ game plan. All right, let's take a look at QQQ on the daily chart, and I like to pick this one up here. All right, so we got a higher low, higher high, closing. I have to scoot in here just underneath that bearish trap, underneath the falling 17 EMA. See the red dots? Underneath the pink line, okay, that's the all-time high anchored VWAP. Underneath the midpoint, they're bearish down here because they're in the lower third. All right, so you can see price action moves up, gives it up, and more. All right, that's bearish. All right, if they can break out of this lower third, they'll be in neutral territory. Right now, just bearish. All right, so let's take a look at IWM. All right, here's IWM, higher low, higher high, just like the others. Closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the falling 17. Okay, so here's our trap. Okay, the yellow 3 EMA is underneath the 8, so that's a bearish trap. Because if it was above, it would be a bullish trap. All right, so it's under the trap. And the 17 EMA is these red dots right there. Okay, so underneath the 17 EMA. So made a higher low and a higher high, closed underneath the dots. All right, down here in, quadrant 1, that's bearish. All right, let's take a look at FNGA. Again, higher low, higher high, closing inside a bearish trap. Under the falling 17, that's the red dots. Under the all-time high anchored VWAP, that's the pink line. Okay, under the dash, down here in the lower third, that's bearish, FNGA. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow got an inside day. That's a lower high and a higher low. Closing, I'm going to say, under a bearish trap. Under the falling 17, under this all-time high anchored VWAP right there, that's the pink line, under the uptrend line, but over the midpoint, so it's neutral right here. Okay, so Diamond Dow neutral right there. All right, let's take a look at our technicals. T2122. What a wild day that was in the technicals. Look at this. Well, we came out of the seller's chop zone because that's where we left off the day before. All right, came out of the seller's chop zone, landed up knocking on the door of the oversold zone down here. So we went from here, tried to make a lower low. We failed. The bulls booted us airborne all the way into the buy zone. Okay, so we kind of like cracked the door open here to the buy zone, and the bears shut it on us. All right, so we wound up coming all the way back to the midpoint, little lower high right here, and then we floundered down into, or melted down into, the seller's chop zone, where we just pretty much tried both sides to break out, but couldn't do anything. Wound up leaving the day in the seller's chop zone. So we had a little downtrend coming right through here, right there, and it looks like we may have broken that downtrend. We'll see what happens. All right, yesterday didn't show up all that much, but we'll see what happens in the T2123. Let's take a look at T2123 15-minute. All right, you can see red, green, red, green. Okay, let me point something out. This is a bearish trap. It's been 2 days. We still haven't finished. We still haven't filled that bearish gap. That's a bearish gap right there. See how price was up here and we gapped down. We're not filling that bearish gap. So that's weakness on the bull's part. All right. So I'm always in the morning. I'm looking for clues. All right. So we got weakness right here. See how we still spend 2 days and we still can't fill the gap. All right, it's a little bit of struggles. We're still caught underneath, falling 200 SMA here. All right, so still a lot of weakness showing up here. T21, 23, small cap, mid caps. All right, and if we back way out, you got your bear flag and a breakdown. Now, is it a possible failed breakdown? We'll see. All right, but anytime I see price kind of move down, all right, and instead of getting a V-bottom bounce, all right, we're just moving over to the right. All right, that's bearish. You linger on this too long and you're going to get a breakdown most of the time. Okay, it's coming down and it's just lingering down here. Not even, see, what we like is we like the V-bottom bounce, all right, where price comes down. All right. See, like right here, price comes down and bounces back up. Okay, we didn't get that over here. All right, all we got is I move down, and then you're just over to the right, and of course you linger here too long, then you get another breakdown. So we'll see if they're going to have follow through for that breakdown, or if it's going to be a failed breakdown, they're going to head back up. Hopefully, it's a failed breakdown. They're going to head back up, challenge those highs. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's FNGA on the 15-minute. All right, let's take a look at FNGA on the 3-bar chart. All right, here we are on the 3-bar chart. We put in 3 more red candle bars yesterday. Price moves down over to the right. You can see it clearly, interrupted by a couple of green bars right here. Still caught underneath this fading 200 SMA, still underneath 2 prior all-time highs and the all-time high way up here. So see the V bottom. All right, we're not getting the V bottom, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe some data will come in. I don't see much on the horizon this week, so maybe something will come in and we'll be inspired to come back up here and start to challenge this fading 200 SMA. So that's bearish. We're underneath here, okay? We're not making any higher highs, okay? Anytime price doesn't make higher highs, that's not bullish, all right? If you can't make higher highs, it's definitely not bullish, all right? So that's what you need to get bullish. And I don't see any signs of bullishness yet, okay? We're even having struggles just trying to fill a bearish gap. So I'm not seeing it yet, all right? It's hopeful, but I'm not seeing it yet, all right? Now here we had a bearish gap down in FNGA. Guess what? They filled the gap. Okay, that's weakness on the bear's part, bullishness on the bull's part. Okay, but haven't made any higher highs. Got a high back here, haven't made a higher high. Got a high right here, haven't made a higher high. Price action on the smaller time frame, yeah, making little higher highs and higher lows. But on the bigger time frames, we haven't quite transcended into the bigger time frames yet. All right, you can see here's price action for FNGA, finally filled the gap. Green, all right, for the most part of the day. See, green from the get-go. And then we had a 4 martini lunch there, all right? And then you got some more green, all right? Closing out the day, but notice they couldn't make a higher high right there. So kind of just moving off to the right. I like the idea that it's moving off to the right. I like it when it moves up a little bit better, but hey, you know, you need a rest sometimes, all right? So there's FNGA on the 15. Again, struggling to make higher highs, still caught underneath this fading 200 SMA. Let's look at a few sectors. First sector we'll take a peek at is XLE. All right, here's XLE. XLE is bullish, all right? XLE is bullish because, you know, price moves up. You know, price moves up and it holds that higher ground. And then price moves up and it holds that higher ground. That's bullish. All right, not only that, all right, price action is up here in the upper third. So that's bullish up there. Here's a high. We're making higher highs. That's bullish. Okay, we're up over 2 downtrend lines. That's bullish. We're up over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. So there are some signs of bullishness in the market, just not where we want them, but there are some signs. You can see this is the energy sector. So energy is really working this month so far, or halfway through last month. You can see that started about the 7th of March. They started to reverse and work their way up. So there's daily chart. All right, that's bullish. It's in the upper third. We like energy. Energy's very bullish. We like it. So XLE, all right, bullish. Let's take a look at USO. All right, USO yesterday, higher low, higher high, closing. Make sure I got the right one. Closing over a bullish trap. All right, you can see the 3 up on top of the white. All right, it's a bullish trap. So then you've got higher low, higher high, closing over the trap. Over the hooking 17. Notice the red dots turn into green dots. Over the hooking 17. Okay, over the uptrend line, that's the gold line. Up over the midpoint, that's the green dash right here. Knocking on the door of the bullish sector, or the bullish quadrant, or the bullish third. Up here, if it was in the upper third, we could call it bullish, but right now, just knocking on the door, so just neutral right here. Okay, you move up and you give it up, that's neutral. You move down and you give it up, that's neutral, all right? So you move up, give it up, neutral, move down, give it up, neutral. If they climb back up here into the upper third, they'll be bullish. Right now, just neutral. Let's take a look at UNG, high flyer UNG. In the upper third up here, notice, here's the quadrant lines, that's a midpoint. Up here in the upper third, that's bullish. Not bullish these last 2 days. All right, but lower high, lower low, closing underneath. See how the 3 crossing underneath the 8? The 8 is the white line, the 3 is the yellow. All right, so closing underneath a bearish cross. Notice we come from up above and cross. It's crossing down below. So below a bearish cross, all right, and below the, see the 17, the dots? Below the 17 EMA, okay? But still up in the upper third, so that's bullish. Over the uptrend line, that's bullish. Okay, over this 12-month high anchored VWAP, that's bullish. So there's UNG right there. Let's take a look at some precious metals, GLD. All right, GLD yesterday, higher low, higher high. New all-time high, okay? Right there. New all-time high. It doesn't get any more bullish than that, all right? up over the trap, over the rising 17, at the very top of quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right, SLV. All right, SLV making higher lows, higher highs. Okay, that's bullish. Up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Up over, see this? This is a 12-year high anchored VWAP, as well as a 6-month high anchored VWAP. Okay, because we made this high 12 years ago, so it's a 12-year high and a 6-month high anchored VWAP. All right, so up over that, up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. All right, over the midpoint, that's bullish. In the upper third, bullish. All right, so uptrend, also bullish. Silver in an uptrend. All right, let's take a look at, how am I lost here? SMH. All right, SMH, definitely not doing what silver's doing. Higher low, higher high, closing under a trap, under the falling 17. See this down here, quadrant 1, that's bearish. Under the all-time high anchored VWAP as opposed to over it. Okay, under the midpoint. All right, this is bearish in the lower third. That's bearish, all right? So not bullish on SMH. All right, that's the semiconductor index. Let's go look at the sibling for SMH, which is the XLK. Okay, so here's the sibling. This is the technology sector. Higher low, higher high, closing in a bearish trap, under a falling 17, under all-time high anchored VWAP, that's the pink line, under the uptrend line, in the lower third, but trying to break out, all right? Trying to climb out of the bearish area right down here, all right? So, but we'll see if they can get it done. So that's bearish if as long as it stays in the lower third. All right. If they find their way out of there sometime today, all right, they'll be back into neutral territory. Okay. You move down. All right. You move up and you give it up. That's neutral. You move up. You give it up and more. That's bearish. All right. So there's XLK. Also bearish. SMH, bearish. IYT, transports. Okay, notice you move up, give it up, that's neutral. You move up, give it up, and more, that's bearish. See them? They're down here in the lower third. That's bearish. Price action, inside day. Closing below, bearish trap. Closing below. Falling 17 EMA. See the red dots? All right, closing below, all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. Closing under the uptrend line right here. Okay, see the goal line? Okay, closing under the uptrend line. Down here in quadrant, in the lower third, okay, that's bearish. That's our transports. So transports aren't working for us. Okay, small caps, mid caps aren't working. All right, just want to point this out in case you're over bullish. All right. Transport's not working. Small cap, mid cap's not working. Let's take a look at transportation not working. All right. Semiconductors not working. Technology not working. Okay. Let's not get fooled by the market here. Okay. We're still bearish. All right. Still in a downtrend. It's still in a downtrend till it's not. All right. Transport, small cap, mid cap. We have energy is working, and there's one other sector here that's working, and that's the financials. All right. Inside day, closing, I'm just going to call it inside a bullish trap. Over the 17, that's the green dots. Over the pink line, that's the all-time high anchored VWAP. In the upper third, that's bullish. So precious metals working. Financials are working, all right, and energy is working at this time, all right. Everything else does not seem to be working, okay. So let's go take a look at the economic package. Okay, dollar's in a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, all right. Price action, bear flag, okay, moves down over to the right. Bear flag right on this major support right here. If we can break through that, we can come down here and challenge this breakup candle low. Okay, closed yesterday right around here for 104.22. Again, lower highs, lower lows. That's a downtrend. All right, we broke through minor support. That's these two peaks right here. Broke through minor support. Tested major support. You can see right here. Unable to produce some candles down here. Currently in a bear flag. All right, we like the dollar in a downtrend. Makes our goods and services more competitive in the global stage. All right, let's take a look at max pain. Max pain for today is 560, and we've got 1.5 puts to each call. All right, let's take a look at the earnings report. All right, nothing here that's going to move the market, but there are some familiar names in there. Okay, nothing that's going to move the markets. Thursday, same thing. All right, familiar names, ConAgra, Walgreen Boots, all right, familiar names, but nothing that's really going to move the markets or change the direction of the market. Same thing on Friday. Saturday, why would they have Saturday? Nothing happening Saturday, okay, so that's it. All right, on the economic calendar today, okay, motor vehicle sales sometime earlier this morning. MBA mortgage application, 7 o'clock. ADP employment report, 8:15. Factory orders, 10 o'clock. Petroleum report, 10:30. Okay, really light day today. All right, whatever direction the bulls want to bring price into, there's really nothing to obstruct them because we got no earnings coming out that's going to affect the markets. And not much on the economic data, all right? I don't see employment becoming a factor yet, all right? I haven't seen a whole lot of closures and layoffs other than the government, and a lot of those guys have pensions and silver linings in their government packages. Okay, international trade goods and services, 8:30. Jobless claims, 8:30. PMI composite final, 9:45. This is for tomorrow. ISM Services Index 10, natural gas report at 10:30. Okay, really light day again tomorrow. Okay, on Friday, Mr. Powell's going to speak at 11:45. Okay, so that's probably going to be the main event for this week, Mr. Powell speaking. But I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about. I really don't. I think, inflation's already been addressed. All right, they're just going to continue to be hawkish. They do have a couple of cuts planned for this year. Mortgage rates are pretty much come down to, I think, a 4 or 5 month low. All right. As far as employment goes, earnings have gone up. That's bullish for the market when earnings go up. The only thing we have is inflation still at 0.4 for the month, which makes it 5. If you multiply that by 12, close 4.8. All right, which still makes it 5 for the year. So if they can, they gotta address that. We can't have 5. We need to get it down below 3. That may be something that's might be an issue, but they are bringing things are still coming down. Energy, all right, fuel has come down. That's a good thing because you need energy to produce everything. All right, everything has energy in it. You can't put anything together without turning the lights on. Okay, not even a robot's going to work without energy. So, energy coming down will help combat inflation immensely. So that is a good thing. All right, and I think it's just going to be a few more months for that to take effect. That will help out. All right, so that's it for me for today. I'll take questions in the room. Oh, there was somebody asked a question, and it was, it was Mr. Mitchell, and he asked a question. Hey, John, how do I come up with my pivot? All right, so let's just go see. All right, Mitchell, that's a great question. All right, and I'm going to go to the game plan because That's where I get the pivot. All right. And I look for a place, all right, where price goes up and then comes down, and kind of we got buyers and sellers agreeing in this area, all right? And it's usually pretty close to VWAP, all right? See the brown line? I know it's kind of a messy chart, but let's just 559.20. Let's just remember that, because I'm gonna head to a clean chart right now. So 559.20. So let's just slap one of those in there. 559, edit 20. Okay, because that's what I chose. All right, see that's pretty close to VWAP there. All right, you see where this high comes up right there, Mitchell, from the previous day and stops. All right, so that's telling me that's a point of interest. All right, there were sellers up here in those wicks. Okay, then we had buyers came in and took it out past those wicks. And where did we fall back to and kind of halt, hesitate? All right, we'll call it hesitation, right into the same area. See where the V comes up and this comes down and bounces a little bit. So right there, all right, I see hesitation. And notice we came up this morning, yesterday morning, couldn't quite make it over that point. It could probably drop a dollar or 50 cents lower, but I'm going to keep it right where it's at. All right, because we're bullish. All right, so far on the smaller time frame. So you can see here, price comes up and it pulls back to this area right here where the VWAP is. See the burnt brown line. All right, and then we come back up through, and you can see there's a little hesitation. See, it's not a big candle, but it takes a big candle to get through it. All right, see the kind of hesitation overhead. See how this could actually come down just a little bit. All right, notice the hesitation again right here. 3 red candles and then 2 green. So that's why I chose the 559.20 area as my pivot. And I look for it where I see buyers and sellers bringing their balance. This becomes the new balance area. That's what Malcolm likes to call it, balance. I call it where buyers and sellers kind of, agree on price. So that's how I come up with my pivot every day. And it's like I said, it's usually very close to VWAP. And it's where I can see buyers, okay, buyers and sellers coming to agreement right in the middle here, all right? Usually of the price action of the previous day or for today, all right? So that's how I do it. All right, traders, that's going to be it for me for today, all right? I will be back in the room here to open us up at 9:15, all right? So if you got more questions, drop them in there. If not, thank you for being here. Wow, got a nice full house today. Love it. All right, so I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, around that. All right, thank you, everybody out there in digital land. I will, until the next video, thank you so much.